Hi everyone, it's Sonia here from Sonia's Mixed Media. I am so excited to have started this new journal, and a few of you might recognize it. It is actually a project that Dede Willingham is doing at the moment, and she's invited a whole lot of YouTube viewers to go ahead and make this mini magazine inspiration playground journal with her. Now she's got an even longer name that she calls it, but I'm just going to call mine my mini magazine playground. Basically it's two magazines that we have cut in half and then glued them together to make 4 sections, and we've secured all the spine, and I have actually used 2 Daphne's diaries. Heidi, if you're listening, close your ears. Sacrilege. Yes, I've used 2 Daphne's diaries because I love the images in Daphne diaries, so I thought what better magazines to use. And I do have a whole stack of them, so I thought, well, I could sacrifice at least 2 of them. I still buy them, so that's fine with me to do that. And I've noticed that there is actually a couple of other people on YouTube that have made some videos starting to make their mini playground. So it's lots of fun, and by all the comments Dede's getting on her videos, there's a lot of people who are playing along and having lots of fun. But I just thought I would tag along with Dede and show my little playground and what I've been doing. And if you are watching, Dede, I just want to thank you for the inspiration that you're always giving everybody, and keep up the great work. And you know, I want to thank you for this idea, and I'm really having fun. And yeah, I haven't painted a journal for probably about 4 years now. So to get out my paints and just finger paint and smudge and smear has been so much fun. I'm remembering how much I loved it. So thank you to you to bringing me back to that. Okay, so I've put in some little sticky notes here to show you the pages I have done. So we will go ahead. So this page here I have started. I hope you can see that on my camera. I have got the most terrible camera stand. It keeps flipping and flopping in the wrong direction, but there you go. This is my who, what, where, when, why and how page that we did along with Dede, and it had this little doll on the picture here with this birdie on her shoulder, so I kept her and I kind of doodled. I did my little doodling around there because there's another YouTuber, Elizabeth, yeah, I'm trying to remember, is it Brewer? I think it's Elizabeth Brewer. Sorry, Elizabeth, if I've got that wrong. But I've actually told her that I am going to mix Dede's idea of the magazine playground with Elizabeth's idea of doodling all over her pages and keep coming back to them and never kind of finishing with the journal, because you just keep coming back and back and back and adding more and more doodles. And I'm also mixing that with Shannon Green and her stencil ideas. She's doing a video not long ago about stenciling all different papers and having fun with stencils, and I love stencils as well. So I'm doing a mishmash of all of that in this journal, and that's what this playground journal is for me. Originally I was going to do like Dede did and put all my ideas in this magazine for drawing and things, but I haven't drawn for a while now, so I don't know if I'd actually use it for this. So I thought, no, I'm just going to have it as a mucky, doodling, stenciling, wonderful painting playground. So I don't know if you can see that. There she is. I've just outlined and doodled on her. I doodled a bit of hair on her, and you know, I could come back to this page and I might add some more doodly hair to her, or I might add some stencils around her, and we'll see how we go. So I just doodled this flower over here, and I think it looks wonderful. I'm doing Dede's technique with this one, where you get the palette knife and just slushing on the paint with the palette knife. And then I did do a bit of kind of stenciling. This was just a bit of paper that I had crinkled up, and I just put a bit of paint on it and splattered it down, bloop, 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 like that, you know. And I like the effect it did. So the next page I've got done is this one, and I sort of went along with Dede. And sorry, I have a cup of tea, my throat is dry. Okay. Went along with Dede on this page. She had a similar page with, I think, flowers on it, and I kind of used the colours she was using, but went along with my own sort of free technique. And this is wonderful. This is purely finger painting, and I just love it. And yes, I've got to wash my hands like 1,000 times while I'm doing this, but I just love that you just get paint on each finger, different colors, and you just paint it wherever you feel like it, and it's so relaxing, and it turns out really beautiful. I really love how this page has turned out, and I can come back to this and I could add some more doodling. I could put a bit of stenciling on it, or I could doodle around the flowers. And so loving this page. And so if you're into finger painting, or just getting paint out and splattering it, or get a palette knife and swishing it on, you know, you've got to go see Dede's videos. It's such a great way to paint, just to let loose, and it's so inspiring, and I'm so inspired to do it. And every day I wake up and I can't wait to get my paints out and start just getting messy. So yes, please join along. This one here, yeah, just put some blues and whites. I think I did this, yeah, a bit with a palette knife and a bit with my finger as well. Sometimes I get like the baby wipes and smear it around. I think I did that on this page. And then I just, I made a stencil, like these round circles that I was playing around with. And I'll show you that stencil in a minute that I made myself. And just pop that over the top for now. But like Elizabeth does, I will probably go back in and I'm going to doodle around these circles and add things to it. So this page is not finished, you know. A lot of the pages aren't finished. They are a work in progress. You know, I could be working on this journal for like a good year. And for me, that is really something different, because normally I just do a journal, get it all done, and on to the next thing. But this one, I plan to come back and go, oh, I don't know what to do today. Oh, I'll grab out my mini playground and I'll just do some doodling in front of the telly. So I'm really looking excited, and I'm loving this idea. So another page, this was all just smeared with the baby wipes, and it had these images underneath. Again, these were two kind of art dolls, and I just doodled around them. It had the word life, so I kept that and went around that. And this page over here, I've whited this out so I can write something there, and I can doodle all around this, and I love the little bits of green underneath. So again, work in progress. I can doodle all around the border, and I can add stencils around the border. So lots to come back to. This is another page I did. I like this one. I like the colours that I picked in this one. And like Dede says, you just go and pick colours that are ready on the page. And I picked this peachy colour because the flowers were peachy in this picture here, and I picked the yellow because there was yellow flowers in this picture here. So that's the two colours I picked. Now this over here, I had fun doing this because this is all doodling, and these were already on the page, but you could still see them through the paint. So I just doodled over the top of them, and that was really fun to do as well. And then these were all like pictures, and I just went around them in a marker. But, you know, you see these little circles here. I'll probably doodle and make them stand out a bit more as well. And then on this page here, I've got, this was a little shop. So I wanted to keep that little shop, and I made it, but I changed it. It was just like a flower shop or something, but I changed it into the little art shop. And I got like a little picture of a flower, like a painting in the window, and a big paintbrush statue, and there's a little sign. And this was already here, art time, so I kept that as well. But you can see over here, my page ripped because my paint wasn't dry, and Dede warned of that. She said, don't you dare shut your pages when your paint isn't dry because they will stick together, and that's exactly what happened for this page. So I learned my lesson, and I'll make sure it's all completely dry before I shut the page. But I love it so much, I'm just keeping it with that rip in there. I don't care. Oh, I love this page. This page I really, really love. Oh, I've got to put, hang on, I've got to flip back. I've got to put my little marker in there. Right, this page, I got out my texture paste. Oh, I bought texture paste probably about 8-9 months ago. I was doing something. Oh, I was making some artist trading cards, and I was making ones with all texture on them. And so I've got this whole pot of texture paste that I haven't even used really much. And I got my stencils that I made, and I thought I'll put some stencils here, and I'll, instead of using paint, I'll use the texture paste. And so now they're all like 3D. I love the colours on this page, and I just roughly dabbed on with a sponge some peach over those 3D. And you see them? They're all texture paste. I don't know if you can see, but they're 3D, and they're hard too. But they're so cool. I love them. I love these flowers over here and the vases that I kept. Got little pictures and scissors, and I can doodle all around that. I can come in with some pens or textures, and I can doodle all around and add things to that page as well. But I really love the colours in this one. I think that's really, really pretty. So this one here I've done as well. This was maybe the second page I did. And so blues, whites, and I put in a bit of red because I noticed that there was some flowers down here that had red in them. So I added a little bit of red, and I think that really made it pop. And I just wrote, no time to be blue, because I wanted something on this page, because I did cover up a lot apart from this and this. So I thought, I've got to have some words on here. So I thought, oh, what can I write? What can I write? Oh, it's a beautiful blue page. No time to be blue. So that's a reminder when I'm going through my art journal and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to look on it. No time to be blue. Just create. Just get out your finger paints. These were some pictures, and I just outlined them. Got real mucky. Look at that texture there. That's all from scraping and finger painting and splashing around. Really love that page too. I'm a real blue lover. I'll tell you a little secret. I've got a tattoo on my ankle, and it's a blue flower. The flower was on the wall, of the tattoo shop, like, you do see everywhere, like all the pictures that they do. And my husband was getting a tattoo that he had drawn. It's got our children's names on his chest. Oh no, sorry, my husband's tattoo, he's got our children's names in an armband on his arm. Sorry, I'll get that correct. And he's got my name tattooed across his heart. How beautiful is that? I said to him 100 times, are you sure you want to do that? Like, are you sure? He's like, yes, you're it. And, we've been together about 20 years now, and yet never one day has he regretted getting that tattoo. And just every day I see it, and I just love him so much. So it's my little story. But anyway, I decided on the same day, I thought, well, if he's going through all that pain and he's getting a tattoo, why can't I have a tattoo? So I picked out this little flower that was on the wall. It was really nice. It's like a surfy type tattoo. It's like a Hawaii type flower, I guess you'd call it. And yeah, I got that tattoo, and they said, well, what colour do you want it in? Because the picture was in yellow, and I thought, I don't want it in yellow because yellow doesn't look nice on the skin. So I picked blue because blue is my favourite colour. So that was a long way of saying blue's my favourite colour. Yes, I've got a tattoo in blue. And that's on my ankle. And no, I have never regretted getting that either, because I hardly even know it's there because it's on the side of my ankle. I don't really look down at my ankles very much. In summer, I get reminded that it's there when I wear sandals and things that, I see it sometimes then. But in winter, I wouldn't even know that I've got one. But no, I've never regretted it. It's a very pretty flower, and, everyone's doing it these days, aren't they? It seems to be the in thing. But yes, so that's my little tattoo story. Okay, so on to the next one. Now, this is the first page I did, and I went along with Dede because I loved her cactus picture. And if you have a look at her video, she's got one like this, where she's drawn these cactuses pretty much the same. And I went along with her, and I wrote inspired because this is when I saw Dede, I was watching all the video and I was watching all the pages and that, but it wasn't really until I saw her do the cactuses page that I thought, yep, 100% I'm in now. And so that's why I wrote inspired on this page, because this is the page that Dede did that inspired me to do this journal and to kind of just do it my way. With my stenciling and doodling, and I don't have to do the, art prompts, that Dede's doing, but, I can do it however I want. So, this is the page that inspired me, and I'm probably going to put Dede's name on here as well, just to remind me in years to come who it was that showed me this idea, but I don't think I'll ever forget Dede. And then this page is a work in progress. Not really sure where this one's going, but I like the colours, and I did like the edges with my finger. I dipped it in paint and sort of went along because I had some spare blue paint, and I went along the edges to make it kind of rustic looking, and just doodled around this, which was a plate setting, and around these cups here. Kind of kept them as well, but there is a bit of a pattern under here that you can still see, so I might doodle all around that, and I might put a stencil over here. But I can also add what I'm also going to do is add some collage images, so I can do that there as well. Then we have this page where I've already done some stenciling and doodling like Elizabeth Brewer has shown, just doodling around, the stencil. So I made a stencil, stuck it down, and then I went with my Posca pen and doodled around that. And this is lovely because it's had little butterflies on the page, so I kept those, and they're sort of tiger print. So I put get wild because meaning get wild with your art, have fun, get messy. I'd really love to see Heidi make one of these. It'd be really great, Heidi, if we could do this together. That's if you're into painting and getting messy. I don't know if you're really into that. So, but the challenge is out there if you want to do this as well. And then this is the last page I've done so far. So I saw, again, Dede was doing some flowers, so I sort of went along a little bit with hers, but made mine a bit different. And so I made these flowers here, and all the black is ink, and it's amazingly enough, it is still wet, and that's from yesterday, so that's just crazy because it's been pretty cold here. But yeah, I must keep this page open, I think, because it's still wet, and it was yesterday. This is, yeah, like I say, all ink, and then I splattered the black ink over it as well, and I think that turned out pretty amazing, and I love the bright colours. And then over here I just had to use my texture paste again and a new stencil that I made. And so I made these and then just coloured them in. But can you hear that? That's because they're 3D. So yeah, I can doodle all around these, and yeah, so I'm stenciling and doodling and painting and having so much fun. But I'm also, all the sort of pages that don't have much on them, what I'm doing, and I probably can't find one at the back here. No, was there one? I think there was one here that yeah, I've been just going and finding collage images, just something to add to the page, because this just had writing on it. So when I go and paint all this out, you know, I'll have something to work with. So I've done that on a few of my pages where there wasn't much to work with. See, I've added the butterflies there. Sorry, can't see. Did I add anything there? No, not yet. But I've just been going through and finding some images to, you know, but what you do is you just work with the colours on the page. I might want to keep those dolls there or the vases, so I'd paint all the rest out. Yeah, I like this page. I added the butterflies here, and I've got the doll in the same sort of colours as that, and I've got little teacups. I'm going to keep them as well. So all this writing will be painted out. So that's what you do. Oh, look, another page I stuck in here because this was just all pink. But I love this. It says, done is to simply begin. So is that done? I don't know. Maybe that's done. Maybe I'm not even going to add something to that. So because I begun, there you go. It's done. But yeah, how amazing is that? Having so much fun. So thank you again, Dede, for this idea. I hope everyone else tags along as well. I'm going to call this my tag along mini magazine playground journal. And I'll do updates for you to see how I'm making mine for any of you who are interested. And oh, I also want to show you just quickly because this is getting a long video, the stencils I made. So I've been very busy, and I've been making my own stencils. Can you see that? I have been using the plastic that is on the back of my old folders, you know, with the clear cellophane sleeves in them, and they normally have this on the back, this black or pink or green plastic sheet on the back of those little folders with the plastic sleeves. So I've been using them. I'll be taking them off of all the folders because I don't really need all those folders. So and my girls have a lot from school that they use every year, and then they get new ones. So I've been using those. So I've just been drawing my pattern on, and pencil works really well. I use my Prisma pencil on here and draw the pattern, and then I go and lean on a book and I cut it out with my scalpel. So I did that one, and I did some triangles. See, that's the one I did the 3D texture paste with, but you got to make sure you clean your stencil afterwards. These are the leaves that I did. So I had a look on Shannon's video, and she had some stencils that she was using, and I thought I can do that. I can cut some stencils out similar. So I spent the weekend doing these. So this is some brickwork. Very easy to do, and I can have hundreds of these if I want. Just keep going. Love hearts, and they haven't cost me anything because I had the folders. This here is something I was playing with. This is where you use your hot glue to make a stencil. Now, a lot of people they do a hot glue stencil on silicone mat and then they lift the whole glue bit off when it's dried and then they've got a floppy stencil. Well, that wasn't working for me because I don't have a silicone mat, so I put them on the back of this same plastic from the folder, and I use it more like a stamp. And then I put it down like this and I get my roller and I kind of roll over it. And yeah, it's working not too bad. Not as good as I thought, but you know, it's not too bad. This one as well, just all like squares. That one I tested on something. It didn't work too good. I have to try that one again because I didn't use my roller on it. I just kind of pressed it down with my hand and it didn't work very well. And this is just one I made. This is my first attempt at one. I just used a bit of, I don't know if you can see that. I just used a bit of, can you see it? There. I just used a bit of plastic from packaging, which you could also do. And these are just all circles. I haven't used this one yet. But yeah, I made all those as well. So, and I've got a few more to make. So they're all to use in this book. So everyone, have a happy day. Get out those paints, do some finger painting. It's wonderful fun. And hello to Heidi. And everyone have a great day. Bye.